Okay guys, we're back and we're gonna disassemble, break down the GHAD 68 airbrush, and I did forget to show you something on the other one, which is my fault. You can take your pipette or whatever you use, just kind of put the thinner in there, just kind of suck it all, blow it out. Helps clean it in there too. Whatever's left in there. And I forgot my jar again to pour the old stuff out, so we're just going to use a paper towel. There we go. So you can do that too. Alright, so this one's a little more complicated to take apart than the other one, just because it has the trigger on it, the big handle, and that slider in there. That slider right there. Let me get my pointer. Right there, it's about that long. That slides back and forth. I'm gonna get that out because I like to put lube around inside of that too, because it's inside this case here. So take this one apart, and you can see the cup is really clean. And these aren't the mirrored finish cups on the 68 or the 39, but they clean up awesome. And like I said, sorry I'm going fast. It seems like I'm going fast, taking this apart and everything. I'm not trying to. I take it all right apart, handle and all. And you'll need a small regular screwdriver. Get this handle off. Try not to lose the screws in it, which I've dropped them onto the carpet monster before. Come on. There, get a little pair of needle nose. Pull that out. Yeah, okay, so that right there is the whole slider that we're going to lubricate in there. You can see where it goes in right there. Well, I want to get that all lubed up, the whole thing in there. And again, loosen the needle, pull it back a little bit, take off my front air cap. Oh, just unscrewing the whole thing. Hold on. Oh, the whole thing's coming off. Air cap and nozzle cap, and I just dropped that on the floor. But there's the needle, or the nozzle. Oh, where'd it go? Sorry guys, butterfingers. Alright, there's the nozzle. And it's very clean in there, just like the other one was, which is always a good thing. Okay, there's a set screw on the bottom. We'll take that out. That holds the slider in place. There we go. Oh God, everything's falling on the floor. Okay. remove the spring case screw, spring sleeve basically is what that is. And you got your spring and your needle chucking guide. And as you can see, there's a big brass screw in there, which is a spring case screw. And we got to get that out. And I'm not sure where my big screwdriver is, so I'm going to take a quick pause and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Got a screwdriver. So we're going to take that out. There's pretty long threads in there, so it's going to take a minute or a second. Try not to make this video too long either, guys. You know, having to sit through this, but so there's our spring case screw, and there's a spring in there, and our slider. Just push that out carefully. Now you'll see in there, let's see if I can get it in there, but you'll see where are we here? Right inside there, there's a little thing that pops up. So when you put that slider in, you got to push this down and you can slide the slider in, which I'll show you that. So this one I already did the lube on and stuff, but a little while ago, so we're just going to do it again. Make sure it's all clean, which is really clean in there. Everything looks really good. And this one has that screw in there too, you can see it. That's the last seal before you get into the body of the airbrush. So 99% of the time you don't get paint beyond that point. But when you do a breakdown of the airbrush, it's always a good thing to double check it, you know. Let's see. So the first thing we'll do is we will lube up the slider. And it's definitely slippery trying to put it in. So I get all that, and I do the end here too. Okay. So that little spot, that little groove there is the back. So this goes in just like that with that groove on the bottom. So we'll just slide that in there, and it's already hitting that stop. That's for air. So we'll get in there with this, push that down, push your slider in, and there you go, it's in. Oh, I didn't do it all the way. Bigger screwdriver. There we go, locked in. Now that thing's gonna really slide nice in there. So we'll put the spring in there, our spring case screw, and I do this the same way, even though it doesn't really have an effect on that one thing there, like the other one does. Remember, you don't have to do this tight because you don't want to mess the threads up or anything like that. So once that starts to get tight, right there, and I'll back it up 1.5 turn, about a turn, full turn. Well, there we go. Okay. Your needle chucking guide, you'll see it's got a little groove on the bottom, and it just goes in. Oh, hold on. Ah. Did that wrong. So your guide just goes in. The spring sleeve. There we go. And we don't have to put that locking nut on there yet. We'll get that bottom screw in there. Oh, yeah, I should have waited. Forgot to line the hole up for that gotta go in more. Oh, there it is. Just get that hole to line up. You'll see it come around a little bit more. So this one's preset, which is nice too. Oh, one more. So there we go. And like I said, you know, you don't have to break these down this far or whatever, but I like to get all the lube in certain areas on the airbrush. Just a habit. Just snug that up a little. Don't have to be super tight. Okay. Yeah, I forgot about that little set screw in there. Okay. All right, now the handle, I mean, you can put some lube on this or whatever. I don't. Doesn't really affect anything. It still slides awesome. Okay, so that part is done. Put the handle back on. Snug that up. Usually I put Teflon on here, but I haven't had any leaks yet, so I'm not too worried about it yet. There's a nice O-ring in there. All right, so there we go. We got that part done. And we'll get this cap apart. Oh, I must have tightened that on there tight last time. Yeah, I got that on tight. I'll be right back. Okay, it was a little bit tighter than I thought I did, so a little bit of a rag with some pliers on it. Took it right off. And again, this you can clean the cap with a Q-tip, but this one's really clean already. Don't have to clean that. And of course, this is all clean. Nothing on these. Here's your nozzle cap. Stick that back in there. This one here you can put on a little bit tight, because if it's just a little bit loose and you're going to spray airbrush, you're going to get little bubbles in the paint because there's not a tight seal. So it's just like when buying a new airbrush, you know, always check and make sure that the nozzle cap is tight and your needle is all the way in, which I'm going to do a little demonstration on the GHAC 98D airbrush. I'll put the cap in there. Okay. Okay, I'll be right back. Oh, okay, guys, we're back. I forgot about the needle to clean it. A little bit of thinner. Oops, sorry, I was off camera. Keep that there. There we go, nice and clean. And I do the same thing with this one. As far as the lube goes for the needle, I just kind of guide it up here and, you know, about right there. Just need a little. Okay. And that needle should slide in there really nice with no friction, I guess you can call it. And we'll clean that off a little bit. And like I was saying too, you know, if you're spraying every day, you don't have to do a breakdown every time you use it. Like after I sprayed the white and cleaned it, I won't do anything else until the next day when I'm airbrushing. I'll just put a little bit of thinner in it, spray some thinner through it, and then wipe it clean, and I'm ready to go for paint. But if you're not going to use your airbrush for a while, you know, just disassemble it and, you know, clean it up. The lube stuff you don't have to do as often. I do mine once a month on all my airbrushes. I'm kind of picky with that, just making sure they run good, and that, you know, the trigger, I mean, that's really, you can tell from putting the lube on that slider in there that it's just much smoother. So that's pretty much it, guys. Pretty simple, basic. Sorry if I went too fast. You know, you can pause the video or whatever, and hopefully that helps. You know, a quick cleaning and a disassemble for the GHAD 39 and the GHAD 68. And gonna take a quick break here, clean this up, and just show you a little quick tip on when you get a new airbrush. Simple, basic, fast. So thanks for watching, and be right back. Okay, we're back real quick. So you buy a new airbrush, GHAC 98D, or one of the GHAD 39s or 68s, or, you know, whatever it is. One thing I've always done when I first buy one, not only look at everything and, you know, go through it, but I can't wait to airbrush. But couple things to start out with. Make sure that your stuff is tight. See, I just turned that and that was loose. Hand tighten it. Your nozzle cap, just give it a quick turn and then tighten it. And also the needle. Maybe they tested it at the factory and didn't push the needle all the way in, or tighten that up. So just give it a tug back and a light push until it stops, and you're good. I had a couple emails. A couple people bought the GHAD 39, and they got it, opened it up, hooked it up, mixed some paint up, put it in there, and they're getting a lot of bubbles in the paint cup. Well, there was a air leak, which is usually caused by the needle not sitting in here all the way, or your nozzle cap is loose, which is the main one here that goes to the body of the airbrush, that one. So that's, you know, a couple things to just check real quick when you get it, any airbrush or whatever, and should be good to go. So, well, I hope this helped some people, and you know, it was fun doing it. Mine kind of needed it anyway, so it worked out good. So thanks to everybody for watching, and you know, subscribe, comment, like, share. Speaking of the like button, Jason, don't forget to hit that like button if you're watching. So thanks guys, and we'll be back.